to Checkers Library TV. I am Checkers the Inventor, and this here is my robot pal, Snoozer.
Hi, beautiful viewers! I am Snoozer, the super duper robot!
Well, it is sure good to have Snoozer with me every show. Can you believe we've already gotten to March, Snoozer?
It's already March? Oh my goodness gracious!
Yes, the year is just flying by, but don't worry, we've got a great show for you guys today, so stick around. So, here's what we want to talk about. We like to start the show off by going through some celebrations and things going on in the month of March. But before that, let me give you a little tip. The month of March is named after the Roman god Mars. Now, Mars is also a planet, but it's named after the same god of Mars that I just told you about. Now you can go tell your friends that, and you'll sound really smart. Hey, something else I want to talk about going on in this month. I know you might know about this. March 17th is St. Patrick's Day, and that is named after St. Patrick. Now, maybe you want to learn the story of St. Patrick. Well, now is your chance. Go to the library and ask your librarian if they have a book about St. Patrick. You can learn all about the real person who inspired this day that we now all celebrate. But do you know the country that St. Patrick's Day is most popular, where it's celebrated the most? What do you think, Snoozer?
I'd have to say the 100-acre Wood.
Snoozer, that's not a country.
Oh, please, Checkers. Of course it is, you silly goose.
Never mind. It is Ireland. Yes, Ireland. It's a country in Europe, and it's also where St. Patrick spent a lot of his time, so that's why he's associated with that country. But Ireland also has some mythical creatures like leprechauns. You may have heard of leprechauns before. They basically look like a small person, but leprechauns are known to be very mischievous, and sometimes they hide pots of gold. So I always loved stories about leprechauns. They just captured my imagination and made me want to go to Ireland and meet a real leprechaun. Snoozer, have you ever met a real leprechaun before?
Yes, I have. Or was it a dream? Either way, I saw him for just a second, and when I tried to come closer, he just vanished.
That's right, leprechauns are very sneaky and they always seem to outsmart their opponents, so don't feel too bad, Snoozer. But leprechauns have just been something I love to learn about, so go to the library this month, see if you can check out a book about leprechauns. There are so many different kinds of books and there's always different versions, so I love to check those out every single year. And in fact, later in the show, I'm going to talk about some books that are themed to St. Patrick's Day and also feature leprechauns, so look forward to that.
Hey, Zot! Got any good books about St. Patrick's Day?
Zot the robot at your service. Today's selections are Jamie O'Rourke and the Big Potato, retold by Tomie, dePoola. Lucky Tucker by Leslie McGuirk. How to Catch a Leprechaun by Adam Wallace. A Rainbow of My Own by Don Freeman. 4 books to read during St. Patrick's Day season. Goodbye.
Thanks, Zot! Anyway, back to you, Checkers.
All right, another thing I want to celebrate going on this month is the spring equinox on March 20th. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to that because we get sick of the cold. It's around. We're really cold during the whole month of November, December, January, February, and by March, we're ready to move on. So some of you guys who live in places that really experience cold and snow, you are looking forward to spring. So that happens in March. But good time to think about some spring things. What do you like about spring, Snoozer?
My favorite part about spring is the beautiful flowers that blossom.
Yes, a lot of people talk about flowers when they talk about spring because spring is all about like new life. So a lot of people love to plant flowers and watch them blossom as we get into spring and the weather starts getting warmer and we move closer and closer to summer. So do you like spring? Do you like to talk about it? Do you like to think about it? Do you look forward to it every year? Well, maybe check out books about flowers or other things that librarians recommend to you guys that have something to do with spring. Maybe that would be a good thing to check out. All right, one more thing. It is later on in March. It's on March 30th. It is National Doctor's Day. Ooh, that's a great thing to talk about. And the best part is we have a doctor who's on our show today. It is Dr. Dan, who's always solving health mysteries, and he'll be back today with another special health mystery. And I think this one's going to be really cool. So, to celebrate National Doctors Day, which happens on March 30th, we'll meet with Dr. Dan today, but maybe you can go to the library and check out a book all about doctors. A lot of children love to dream about becoming a doctor. I know a lot of kids that I grew up with wanted to be doctors. Dr. Dan was one of them, but they like to check out books and explore and read and learn more about that subject. The more you read about something, the more excited and interested in that topic you're going to be. So if you're somebody who likes to take care of people and wants to learn how to help more people, and you might want to be a doctor one day, you can start today. Even if you're just a young kid, you can go to the library and check out a book about being a doctor, a book about a doctor, which might inspire you in some way. Do that this month. It's a great way to celebrate National Doctors Day. All right, so those are our celebrations. We have a great show for you. Mrs. Hamilton's doing a craft, other cool things with Snoozer. He's got a joke. We have our toys in time. We've got a cool toy today, as well as book recommendations.
Oh boy! There's a lot coming up today.
Yes, Snoozer, so much great stuff going on, and we can't wait to share it all with you. We'll check back with you later, right here on Checkers Library TV.
Did you know? Exercise improves brain performance. Working out enables you to sleep better. Exercising boosts self-confidence. Music improves workout performance. Dun-dun-dun! The library has tons of books about exercising. Visit the library to learn more.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Storytime Theater. Today, the story I'm going to read to you is called Green Shamrocks. The author is Eve Bunting, and it's illustrated by Joelle Dridemi. Green Shamrocks. Oh, boy. Rabbit marked the last day of February on his calendar. Tomorrow would be March. Soon it would be St. Patrick's Day. Rabbit had a packet of shamrock seeds. I will grow my own shamrocks for this special day, he said. I can wear them to the St. Patrick's Day parade, but what can I grow them in? Rabbit went looking. He found a yellow pot under a tree. This will be perfect, he said. He rolled the pot all the way home. He filled it with earth and sowed his shamrock seeds. He clapped his paws and smiled. They will be ready in good time for St. Patrick's Day, he said. He's even got a picture of what the shamrocks are going to look like. Each day he watered his shamrocks. He moved the pot to make sure they got sun and shade. And the little seedlings grew stronger. Soon, the green leaves spread across the yellow pot. The shamrocks were ready! Rabbit clapped his paws and smiled. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. I will make a shamrock chain. It will be perfect. He went to bed and dreamed of the parade. But when he got up in the morning, his yellow pot of green shamrocks was gone. Oh no! He moaned. Did you take my yellow pot of green shamrocks? He asked Squirrel. No, Squirrel said. Try Woodchuck. I saw him come out of his burrow this morning. Woodchuck, did you take my yellow pot of green shamrocks? I need them for the parade. No, Woodchuck said. Try Goat. Goat eats everything. He probably ate your yellow pot of green shamrocks. Oh no! Rabbit closed his eyes. Oh no! He ran fast to Goat's house. Goat, did you take my yellow pot of green shamrocks? No, Goat said. I have a yellow pot of green shamrocks. But they are mine. A big wind came last night. The wind gave them to me. He blew them in my open door. Rabbit peeked in Goat's open door. There was a yellow pot of green shamrocks on Goat's table, and a plate and a fork and a knife. Oh no! Rabbit groaned. You were going to eat my shamrocks? Indeed, no, Goat said. I do not like green salad for breakfast. I am having this nice tin can and this chewy rubber ball. Would you care to join me? Thanks, Rabbit said, but all I want are my green shamrocks. They are mine. I grew them all spring. But how can I give away a gift? I know. I will give you the shamrocks. All I want is the yellow pot. Goat pulled the green shamrocks from the yellow pot and handed them to Rabbit. Oh, thank you, Rabbit said. I plan to wear the shamrocks to the parade. And I plan to wear the yellow pot, Goat said. Really? Rabbit clapped his paws. We can go together! Rabbit sat at Goat's table and made a shamrock chain. He hung it around his neck. Goat perched the yellow pot on his head. They linked arms and set off. The parade was just starting. There were bands and marchers and balloons. There was a rabbit wearing a green shamrock chain. Where is he? I spy him. And a goat wearing a yellow pot on his head. Happy St. Patrick's Day, they called out to everyone they met. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. That was a great compromise. They solved the problem all by themselves and made a special arrangement. One would get the shamrocks, one would get the pot, and two friends had a great time together. Well, I'll see you next time on Storytime Theater.
If you would like to email Checkers and Snoozer, send your emails to checkers@checkerslibrarytv.com. We always look forward to hearing from you.
Are we still going to the parade?
Yeah, just finishing cleaning my Checkers pit. Lots of dust in it. Well, the toy we're going to be talking about today on Toys in Time is something I really love. It is the Fisher-Price Little People St. Patrick's Day Parade playset. That's right, we are exploring the world of the Little People. Now, it's one of the brands of Fisher-Price. I love Little People, and I know you, Snoozer, you love Little People, don't you?
Yes, very much. I like to give my toy cars a car wash and imagine that I'm getting a real car wash.
Hey, well, maybe you'll get that chance today. You never know what could happen, because soon we're going to be taking a closer look. Before that, though, let's take a look at this parade playset. The main piece of the playset is this St. Patrick's Day themed train. It's got a whole bunch of details on it, like stars, it's got a 4-leaf clover, and plenty of places for the little people to sit. It also has an organ in the back, and watch this, it can even play music. What a great toy. You can bring this out on St. Patrick's Day or any time of year, but especially in March, and kind of go on your own adventure in your imagination. The cool thing about the Little People is they're more everyday life type toys. They're not toys that go on grand, amazing adventures as much as just simple things like a parade. You can go on a car wash like Snoozer likes to do. All those sorts of things. I just love these toys. The playset comes with 4 characters. You've got the classic Little People characters like Maggie and Sarah. You also have some newcomers like the mayor of the town, and a leprechaun with a clover and a pot of gold. The set also comes with 2 stands. They've got a cookie stand with clover-themed cookies and a stand of delicious lemonade.
Yum!
It's a whole party. You've got the 4 Little People characters, you've got the train, the 2 stands. You can even have other Little People come to the parade and watch the whole show. So many things to do, and I really love how it's themed to the St. Patrick's Day season. But Snoozer, what do you like about this toy?
It's gotta be the organ and the Irish music.
I completely agree. I love Irish music, especially at this time of year. Well, at some point I'm going to give you the whole story of the Little People and take you through some of that history. But right now, we're going to be taking a closer look and we're going to be checking out this amazing St. Patrick's Day parade. That's funny. Okay. I don't know what just happened. I'm supposed to... Okay, Uh-oh. How am I gonna catch up with Snoozer? And can I fix the checkers pad? Find out on the next Toys in Time.
Oh, hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Dr. Dan and welcome to my office. This is where I try to solve some of the biggest health mysteries that kids face today. And today I want to spend a little bit of time talking about exercise. Now, we've all heard that exercise is really good for us. Our parents at home tell us that, our teachers tell us that, our grandparents tell us that, and of course, our doctors tell us that. But the question is why? Well, there's one part of our body that exercise is especially good for, and let's see if you can guess it. Well, if you guessed heart, you're absolutely right. Our heart that sits right here in our chest loves exercise and really needs it to stay healthy. But again, the question is why? Why is exercise so good for our heart? This is a mystery I just have to solve. Now, in order to figure out why the heart is so important, we have to think about what it is the heart actually does. The heart is basically a giant pump in our chest that pumps blood throughout our entire body. Our heart is actually divided into 2 sides, the right side and the left side. The right side takes in blood from the rest of our body and pumps it through the lungs. In the lungs, the blood obtains something called oxygen, which is important for every single cell in our body to work properly. Then, the blood is pumped through the lungs over here into the left side of our heart, and then out to the rest of our body. Once it goes to all the cells and it eats up all the oxygen, it comes all the way back into the right side, and it keeps going to complete a circuit. Now, every time our heart pumps like that, we call that 1 heartbeat. And the number of heartbeats we have in 1 minute is called our heart rate. Now, do we have any tools that we could use to determine what my heart rate is, or all of yours? We do. It's called a pulse oximeter. And pulse is another word for heartbeat. Let's see, I think I might actually have one with me. I do. It's super easy to use. All we have to do is put it on our finger and press the button. All right, everyone, so as you can see, this is my heart rate. We call this a resting heart rate. It's the heart rate we have when we're sitting at rest, not doing anything, not up walking around, not running around. We're just sitting, resting. That's our resting heart rate. As you can see, mine's in the low 70s, 71 to 73. It changes a little bit here and there, but it's about low 70s. So now I want to try something. I want to try to get a little bit of exercise and see if my heart rate stays the same, if it goes lower, or if it goes higher. What do you think it's going to do? Well, only one way to find out. All right, everyone, well, that was some hard work, but as you could see, did my heart rate stay low or get lower when I was exercising, or did it go up? That's right, it went way up. It went up to about 150. Now, as you could see before, when I was resting, my heart rate was about 70, plus or minus a few points. But when I was exercising, like I said, it was up at 150, about double what it was when I was resting. Now think about that for a little bit. When we're exercising, our heart has to work about twice as hard to keep us moving and running as it does when we're resting. Now, is our heart going to stay the same, or is it going to get a lot stronger when it has to beat that fast? That's right, it's going to get a lot stronger. So when we exercise, we're making our heart work harder. But the harder our heart works, the stronger our heart muscle is going to be, and it's going to benefit us both when we're exercising and when we're at rest. We're going to have a nice, strong heart. Okay, everyone, so let's wrap up with a little bit of review. Let's remember that our heart has two sides, our right heart and our left heart. The right heart pumps blood to the lungs to get oxygen, and then back to the left heart where it pumps it out to the rest of our body. Our heart loves exercise because when we exercise, our heart has to work about twice as hard to get all that blood to the rest of our body to keep us exercising. Now, if we exercise each and every day for an hour a day, our heart is going to be super strong, and a strong heart is a healthy heart. All right, everyone. Well, there's another mystery in the bag. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's get back to the show.
And now it's time for
The Joke of the Week. What did the one book say to the other? I hope we're on the same page. Oh, book jokes. You can't go wrong.
Well, hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our project. We are going to be making a perfect craft to celebrate the month of March. Here we got a pot of gold with a rainbow coming right up from it. There's nothing like thinking about rainbows and a pot of gold in the month of March. So, you're going to be needing a few materials. If you contact your local librarian, they will give you information on how you can download all the things you're going to need. So you are going to need this. It's the pot. You're going to need these. And then you are going to be needing a plain sheet of paper. And this, an 8.5 by 11, a regular sheet of paper will work just perfectly. Okay, well, first part is the pot of gold. So, make sure you have scissors and some glue, and let's get right at it. So once you cut out the pot of gold, I already did that first step for you. We're gonna put some glue all around the outside of it, and we're gonna have to put it pretty close to the bottom of the piece of paper so we have enough room to make the rainbow. So I'll turn this so you can see. All right, so smooth that on. I'll cut out these pieces. Once you get that all set up, make sure you keep them in your piles. And I'm gonna start with the red. Now I was pretty tight for space here, so notice how I put some of the red off to the side. And that is just fine. So we're gonna put 3 of each color. We'll start with red, of course. So you can put it really close to the end of the paper. You can put your strips on, whoops, put them on the long way. But any way you want, you can make them going straight up. I like to make mine kind of turning one way and the other to give it a little pizzazz. Okay, we got red. Wow, and then you can hang this somewhere in your home to help celebrate the month of March and of course, St. Patrick's Day. Well, I'll see you next time on Art Project. Bye.
Would you like the chance to have your very own keepsake of Checkers and Snoozer in your home? Now you can have your own Checkers and Snoozer books or your own Snoozer plush toy. Excellent for birthdays, holiday presents, special achievements, or just to have the fun of Checkers and Snoozer in your family's home. Order yours today at www.checkerstheinventor.com store.
Hello and welcome to Checkers Loves Books. This is the part of the show where I just recommend books that I think you should be reading. And today we're talking all about St. Patrick's Day themed books. I'm going to start off with my favorite St. Patrick's Day themed book, Clever Tom and the Leprechaun by Linda Shute. This has always been my favorite St. Patrick's Day book, and it's kind of interesting because the leprechaun in this book doesn't dress like a traditional leprechaun that I know of. He doesn't even wear green. He's kind of a little bit different. It's about a man named Tom Fitzpatrick who's just going for an ordinary walk down the road when he happens upon the leprechaun that I just mentioned, and he thinks this is his big chance to get the leprechaun's fortune and find his pot of gold. And he wants to know where it is, but that leprechaun is so tricky and he finds his way out of everything that Tom throws at him. But I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens at the end. It's just really, really a great story. It's funny. You've got the leprechaun in it who's pulling all these tricks on Tom. He doesn't seem like he's got anything planned, but leprechauns always have something up their sleeve, and this leprechaun certainly does. I've always loved this story. I love the illustrations in this book. I like how it looks. I like when Tom gets angry, he makes a really angry face, and when he thinks he's tricked the leprechaun, he looks really happy, and he's kind of dancing and jumping around, and it shows Tom traveling back and forth home because he forgets his shovel at one point, and he's got to go for it. So that page I always remembered because it was also on the front page when you opened it up. It showed Tom going home and coming back, so it was just something that stuck in my mind, and this is a book I really read every single year because I've loved it since I was really, really little. Clever Tom and the Leprechaun. And what a great book that is. Well, another book I want to talk about is right here. This one is called Tim O'Toole and the Wee Folk, an Irish tale told and illustrated by Gerald McDermott. So this book's a little bit interesting, a little bit different than other books with leprechauns. This time there are tricky leprechauns. There's not just one, there's a whole bunch of them. But they don't seem to be trying to trick our main character of this story. They're actually helping him out a little bit. When Tim O'Toole is down on his luck, his family is poor, he goes off looking for work, he's not having much luck, he happens upon these leprechauns. They're dancing, they're having a party, and they give him a goose that is supposed to lay golden eggs. But when Tim O'Toole goes to bed that night, the couple that owns the farm that he lives on steals his goose and they switch it out with another normal goose. So when he wakes up, it's not working. The goose isn't laying golden eggs. He's kind of angry about it. He thinks the leprechauns tricked him. But really, the people that were tricking him were the owners of his farm. So what's going to happen next? Is he going to get his golden goose back? Are the leprechauns going to help him out? You'll have to read this book and find out. If you can find this book, that is. If you can't find this book, don't worry, your library has so many great St. Patrick's Day books about leprechauns, so it's great to explore new things. I'm just giving you an idea of something that I really love. So this book right here is Tim O'Toole and the Wee Folk. All right, last book up, it is right here. It is called Hooray for St. Patrick's Day by John Holub, illustrated by Paul Measle. And this is a flip book. What do you mean by flip book? Checkers? Well, here's what I mean. Look at this. You can flip it. It's got different things, flaps and flips, and I love these books. You can find little surprises behind different pages and what's going on. It's just another thing that a book adds that's just fun to do, and you'll enjoy it as you read through the book. Well, another thing I like about this book is it's just kind of a simple story about celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Yes, the main characters of this story are just some everyday children who are learning about St. Patrick's Day. They're teaching you guys some information about St. Patrick, who he was, where he lived. And then they talk about some things you could do on St. Patrick's Day, like dress up in green, have a party or a parade right in your house. You could do some crafts, you could eat some special foods. So many interesting things that you guys could do to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. It also mentions that St. Patrick's Day is on March 17th, so you'll remember that, and you'll get excited for it next year. So one more time, this is Hooray for St. Patrick's Day. We also talked about Tim O'Toole and the Wee Folk and Clever Tom and the Leprechaun. I really love talking about these St. Patrick's Day books, and I hope you get a chance to check out some great books also. I'll have more books to talk about next time, right here on Checkers Loves Books.
Checkers Library TV is made possible by libraries across America. Support your local library today.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for a spectacular show. We certainly had a tremendous time with you guys today. A lot of great things we talked about, and you know what? I can't even remember all of it. What was your favorite part, Snoozer?
It's gotta be the books about St. Patrick's Day?
Yes, I've always loved the St. Patrick's Day themed books, so I hope you guys get a chance to check out either those books or something similar, something a little bit different, and maybe you'll love it just as much as I love the St. Patrick's Day books. And if you do love them, share them with other people. That's always a great thing to do. Well, we had a wonderful time with you guys, and we're going to have another great show coming up a little bit later, a couple weeks maybe, but in between that, we always have our weekly shows, and they're a little bit shorter than these shows, but we pack a lot of cool stuff in them, so we hope you guys stick around for all those. We'll check back with you next time, right here on Checkers Library TV.